God is the ultimate. I mean, God created this.
In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
I believe in God. I am Christian. And I go to church a lot. The Bible is special. The Bible, the more you see it, the more you read it, the more incredible it is. The Bible certainly is one of, if not, I mean, it is the book.
My wife and I pray for you.
Thank you. Well, I need it probably more than anybody in this room.
This has been quite a draining process, to say the least. We've never seen a presidential campaign this spiritual in the history of America. And to be honest, it's been quite draining. I'm glad it's over, but honestly, it's just getting started. It's really just getting started. And I wanted to kind of look back on some of the moments of Trump speaking about God and the will and the reason why Trump is still alive today. Because he really shouldn't be here when you go back and you look at the assassination. And, it's crazy that we had a assassination attempt. And then it almost seems like the media just doesn't even speak about it anymore. Like a president was literally just shot at, and the media doesn't even speak about it anymore. And it's crazy that he survived it. And the understanding that he received from it, the understanding that God is the reason why he's still here today. And my prayer is that he doesn't forget that. Because it's easy for somebody to talk about what they're going to do, but it's much harder to actually walk that out. And obviously, Donald Trump is going to be surrounded by spiritual warfare when he's in the White House. There's going to be a lot of opposition. There's going to be a lot of temptation. And like I said, I just pray that he does the will of God while he's in that position, because he's only going to be in that position for 4 years, right? That's all we got. We only got 4 years. We don't know who's going to come into office after Trump. And I've been very critical of Trump and of his faith. But I think now's the time for everyone to kind of come together and to pray that he does the will of God. Because like I said, it's just getting started. So I want to go through some clips. I'll play this clip right here. This was just posted an hour ago. If you watched my previous video, then you saw this clip. But this is a little bit more of an extended version of the clip. Trump is talking about how God spared his life. And then I have several other clips that I want to go through and have a conversation about, all centered around Trump and God and what's to come next. All right, so let's get into it.
This is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together, we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny. We're going to achieve the most incredible future for our people. Yesterday, as I stood at my last stop on the campaign trail, I'll never be doing a rally again. Can you believe it? I think we've done 900 rallies approximately from them. Can you imagine? 900, 901, something, a lot of rallies. And it was sad. Everybody was sad. Many people, I said, this is our last rally. But now we're going on to something that's far more important, because the rallies were used for us to be put in this position where we can really help our country. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me. This is a great job. There's no job like this. This is the most important job in the world. Just as I did in my first term, we had a great first term, a great first term. I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again. And I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this noble and righteous endeavor. That's what it is. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try. We have to try. And it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. I saw that in the first term. When we became more and more successful, people started coming together. Success is going to bring us together, and we are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it.
I think that's a good point. Is the fact that, we got to unite. There's a lot of reasons to divide, but we have to unite. And I understand there's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of people who are confused. There's a lot of people who feel like, man, there's no hope for this country. A lot of people who are going to vote for Kamala Harris, they literally feel like there's no hope. And I think that's such a dangerous place to be in when you're putting all of your hope into a person as opposed to putting your hope in Jesus Christ. But I think we have to unite together as opposed to dividing, although there's so many reasons to divide. And if Kamala Harris would have won, I would have been saying the same thing. I would have been saying we need to unite regardless of who the president is. We need to unite together under God as people, as human beings, as God's creation. We need to unite together. Now, is that going to happen? No. There's always going to be division. There's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be strife. The Bible speaks of it, right? But I still think it is something that we should keep at the forefront of our mind, especially when we're embarking in conversations with people who we disagree with, especially from a political standpoint.
Church, you believe in God. Has this further your belief, your commitment? And obviously, God, in addition to that chart, saved your life. He has a purpose for you. Do you think about these things?
Well, I think you believe more because when you speak to experts, like my sons who are shooting experts, but when you speak to experts, they said there was no chance that he could have missed from that distance. I think he was hurried. I think he was rushed because people were starting to say, like, there's a guy up there with a gun. And I think he was probably rushed.
This is what drives people crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Right now. Me too. It's a guy up there with a gun.
I know.
The hell? There's a guy up there with a gun.
By the time they started saying it, it was a little bit on the late side. And luckily he was taken out quickly. But I'll tell you, if he wasn't, it would have been like in Las Vegas, that horrible attack in Las Vegas with the crazy man up in the building shooting down into the crowds. And that's what you would have had here. These crowds were bigger. and you would have had a lot of people. It was bad having three, and especially losing one. But no, I think you think like, if you believed in God, you believe in God more. And somebody said, like, why? And I'd like to think that God thinks that I'm going to straighten out our country. Our country is so sick, and it's so broken. Our country is just broken. And maybe that was the reason. I don't know.
A reason you think you were spared?
I mean, the only thing I can think is that God loves our country, and he thinks we're going to bring our country back. He wants to bring it back. It's so bad right now what's happening. When you look at the crime, the horrible things that are happening inside our country, and it can be solved. It can be solved fairly quickly. It has to be God. I mean, how can you say it's luck when it's, 20 million to 1, okay? I mean, it's just not possible that I was in that position. It's the only position where that bullet could have missed.
And you believe in God?
I do.
You believe God's hand was in this that day?
I believe so, yeah, I do.
And you talk about the country. You believe you have more to do. You weren't done. You were spared for a reason.
Well, God believes that, I guess. We'll have to see. I'm very honored by it.
He said, God believes that, I guess. I never seen that clip before. That was a very humble response, actually. This was the one that kind of changed my mind. Something about this one, I don't know if it's his eyes or something about it just kind of changed my mind when I first seen it, in terms of the impact that the assassination attempt had on him, and how that led him to seek God even more.
There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way, I felt very safe because I had God on my side. I felt that.
Like I said, a lot of people are excited. A lot of people are happy. And I get it. I get it. We've been conditioned to invest so much of our time and energy and attention into politics that, sometimes we create an idol of politics, which we shouldn't do. But at the same time, we're human, and it happens. And I understand a lot of people are happy that he got reelected. But like I said, let's just understand that this is just the beginning. This is just the start. And also, there's work to be done by us as well. It's not just Trump. Obviously, he's in the highest position in this country. Some might say in the world. But there's still work to be done on our part as well, that we can actively participate in on a daily basis. All right. So let me know what y'all think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.